And I would do anything for come. Oh, I would do anything for come. I would do anything for come. Even fuck my dad. What's up, dude dogs? Drew, what's going on with you?
Took a lot of energy for me to not to ruin that for you.
Were you having a time?
No, because I was thinking of lyrics as you were like, I'm like, hey, what's he gonna go?
Were they the same lyrics?
No, but I was like, what's he gonna go for the finish? Is what I was thinking of, and I was like, what's a good one? And I was just thinking like, I was trying to make like snowballing or angel's kisses work, but like it didn't really rhyme. So I think you nailed it.
All right.
Dudes and dogs.
Yo.
Mostly dude dogs.
Yeah.
Rough.
This is
rough.
exclusively for those people.
Rough.
Those dogs.
Rough.
Male dogs. That's what we're getting back to. This is a podcast for dogs about, on paper, wrestling, but in practice, ironic racism.
In practice, dude dogs who are incels.
Yeah.
Incel dude dogs.
Yeah. A specific demographic, but an important demographic.
I like the idea of every podcast we do being a more tight-knit community with a slightly smaller demographic.
Just keep whittling it down.
Time.
Yeah.
So it started with dudes and dogs. Then it just became just dude dogs.
Yep.
Then it was alt-right dude dogs.
Then alt-right incel.
Alt-right incel, which I mean is kind of
which
like...
is pretty much that Venn diagram is a circle between alt-right and incel.
Yeah. And then it'll go from that to like non-binary dude dog alt-right incels. So like each new episode we will exclude more and more people from the listening public.
And then like everyone can like track the progress of when they dropped out.
Yeah. Oh, I dropped out at episode 34 because that's when they stopped talking about this and started talking about that. You know, like, I mean, if we didn't lose people at, like, consensual incest, and, we lost Shane at consensual incest.
We lost literally a guy on the show at consensual incest.
He was not interested.
He was conspicuously quiet.
Look,
if he wasn't an only child, I would accuse him of consensual incest, and that's why it made him uncomfortable.
Well, we can't all be winners, but we can mostly be losers.
Yes.
Look, if you've never heard the podcast and then you hear something on the podcast that you don't like, you probably shouldn't volunteer to be on the podcast.
That's true. That's on you. And you've been on more than one podcast. So double shame.
That is true, but I feel like when he was on the podcast before, it was like before we'd really like gotten into our groove.
Before we found our...
Yeah, you know, like really, like we're like, this is the line right here, but like, we kind of go over here a little bit, we'll go over here a little bit, but now it's like right down the middle.
Oh, hard right.
Yeah. We're talking about, knots and
with a K.
ages of consent.
Mm-hmm. And how those shouldn't be.
Yep. And then we're talking about Israel being the bad guys.
Guys, I don't know if you guys know, but Israel the bad guys.
I was trying to think of some new topics of discussion that might get us into interesting trails of thought, or
interesting trains.
Interesting trains. Would you, Thomas?
Could you on a train? Yeah.
Thomas Tank Engine.
Uh-huh.
Would you or wouldn't you?
Not Thomas. Thomas, no. Percy, yes.
Percy's kind of like a poofda name, so. If it makes sense.
I honestly don't remember which one Percy is. That's just the only other Thomas and Friends character
the green
name
one?
I remembered. That sounds right. Who's
who's the red one?
I don't know. Is there like
Mr. Conductor. Now.
Well, riddle me this. Which Mr. Conductor are we talking? Are we talking
Ringo Starr?
Are we talking Starr? Or are we talking Carlin?
No, we're talking Ringo. I feel like George would be a little too rough.
Yeah.
I feel like Ringo is a passionate lover.
I feel like George Carlin was alive in the correct era for him, because I could see Carlin being a Me Too situation in the 2010s and 20s.
But you gotta do something awful to get Me Too'd. I don't know that he would do anything awful other than just, like, say fucked up things.
Well, you said that about Louis C.K., and here we are.
Yeah, but you could always tell.
You could always tell. He's a jerker-off.
And I also like how people tried to, like, Me Too, like, Anthony Jeselnik, and he was like, nope. Like, not happening. Like, going to keep doing me. I'm going to keep doing shows.
If
you don't like it, don't come.
And everyone else is like, wait, that's an option? You can just say no?
You could just say I'm not getting you too.
I mean, big ups to Tony Jez.
Tony Jez.
Well, I'm friends with him, so that's what his friends
Not
call
to
him.
be confused with your other friend, Tony Jizz.
And Tony Jaws.
And Tiny Jizz. Guys who make small loads.
I don't associate with those types.
No. Not eating enough almonds.
No, like we associate with Greg Sage types. He makes big cones.
Yeah, isn't that how you make your loads bigger? Is by eating almonds? I think you can make your loads bigger. And then you eat pineapple to make them tastier.
Taste good. I can't imagine needing to make my loads bigger.
I would actively like my loads to be smaller.
Yeah.
So what should I eat? Like plantains?
Fried sweet plantains.
Something dry that absorbs the cum?
I would like to not have loads.
Well, you can fix that.
Okay.
Which is chemically castrate you.
I mean, the government has threatened that before.
That's also a matter of time.
They threatened to Alan Turing me because I was too good at math.
Math means you shouldn't fuck. Listen, we're giving you the option. Be good at math, continue to get erections. Those are your only options.
My two loves.
Mathematics.
Math and erections.
And boners. But yeah, I was really trying to think of some other, what's the most inappropriate topic we can talk about on this podcast? I feel like we've gone pretty far, but I feel like there's a further.
We've checked a lot of boxes.
It's really hard to keep going once you've talked about all those things.
I mean, it's a good thing this is the second last episode. We are in mid-December of the worst year of our lives.
So what you're saying is I've got the rest of this episode to think of something horrible to say.
For the big finale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you do it? What can you bring something to the table? What can you do?
I can't.
We'll do it. We'll do the last episode as a video podcast, nude.
What if we get, for the last episode, we get together all of our most, conservative, non-comedic friends, and then just say the most fucked up things we can to see how they react.
Ooh, that's a fun game. That should be a game show.
Meet my Republican family or something, and then
offend your friend's wife.
Yeah,
we can look into that.
Do you think that people's cum tastes like their ethnic background?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, okay, not necessarily. Women's pussies taste like their ethnic backgrounds.
I mean, I can confirm.
Yeah.
I confirm this.
Yeah.
You're just going off of speculation alone.
I've read stuff.
You're reading the journals of medicine?
You've been reading them pussy books again. Andrew. Andrew, you've been reading them pussy books. I told you, we Smiths don't look at no pussy books. Drew is dying. I got him. I fucking got him. That's fun for everybody. We might not be able to continue. Drew's having an episode. I don't know if you can hear it.
I don't know why that was so funny.
Sometimes.
I wish that porno magazines were still a thing, so I'd start calling them that. Hey, got any pussy books back there?
Sometimes, I have tears. Sometimes things just land right.
I don't know why it's so funny, but it is. Oh, I haven't laughed that hard since I was a little girl.
Should we just call it?
Yeah, who cares? I don't think we're getting any better than pussy books, so let's just call it.
It was like 8 minutes. No wrestling.
It's getting dark outside. My mom's going to call me home any minute. We should just wrap it up. Bring the nets in, boys. Game's over. Oh, that hurts.
That was like a stomach workout.
Yeah, it really was.
I'm gonna feel like we did sit-ups tomorrow.
Oh. Whew. Them pussy books. I like the idea of, like, written by men in the 1800s, of course.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
With no scientific research.
But, like, they try to make it look scientific, but they're just guessing.
Yeah. They've never actually looked inside a vagina because they don't want to get close to one.
Yeah.
They'll, like, look at it from a distance when it's, like,
yeah,
closed.
and 1800s gynecological journal written by closeted gay men.
and their life partners.
Yeah.
Oh. How did we get from which Thomas the Tank Engine would you fuck?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Thomas. Ethnic pussy taste is what led us there.
Right. Because I asked if their cum tastes like.
Yeah. And that I can't confirm, but yeah. So who's the Thomas crew? Who's the asshole in the Thomas crew? He had like a big head. I think it started with an S.
Sherman.
Statler, Waldorf.
Nope, you're in the wrong train there, sir.
Who was that?
Oh, I missed casting. There you go. Characters: Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah.
Edward the Blue Engine.
Okay.
Henry.
Isn't Thomas also blue?
I don't know. Whatever.
Right.
Oh, I guess he was only in a. I don't know, whatever.
Fuck him.
Henry the Green Engine.
Okay.
Gordon was the big.
Gordon
engine.
was the asshole.
The big engine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gordon was a piece of shit.
James the Red Engine.
James.
Percy was the small green engine. Yeah, that's Percy.
Yeah.
Percy's a poofta.
I don't want Percy. I want a
Toby the Tram Engine.
No. Oh, he was like the different looking one. Yeah. No, I don't need that. He was different and deserved to be ostracized.
He looks retarded.
No, I was a Gordon man. I need a strong male figure in my life.
Real daddy tight.
Yeah.
A silver fox, as it were.
Yeah, we can all agree Gordon is the daddy of Thomas and Friends.
This one is interesting.
What do you got?
Naya the African Engine?
Oh, I think I dipped out of the show before that showed up.
When did that happen? Recently.
What?
2018.
What do you mean 2018? Thomas went off the air in like 1993.
They're still making them, sir. Devious the Diesel.
They can't have the live action segments anymore, can they?
Well, I don't fucking know.
I guess Ringo Starr's alive, but I feel like I would have heard that he was still Mr. Conductor. Maybe it's just the tank, the engine stuff.
Sir Topham Hatt.
Yes, Sir Topham Hatt.
Yeah, that's a good name.
I
like that name.
Yeah,
it's clever. It's real clever.
I like it.
Oh, my tummy hurts. There was too much chuckling.
You were having like a scream laugh.
Yeah. Good thing I covered up my face. I'm used to burying my face in pillows.
I think you would have set off the fire alarm.
I'm gonna. Oh, Scott, if I said to you, how many episodes? So, first of all, what year do you think Thomas and Friends started?
87.
84.
Okay.
How many episodes since 1984 of Thomas and Friends has there been?
If I told you 25,000, would that be too many?
586.
That's a lot. That's more than Law & Order SVU.
Season 24 aired last year. From April to October.
So they took a break somewhere, because it's been a lot more than 24. It's been 34 years from 84 to 2018.
So there was a break from 07 to 2010.
Till yesterday.
And then before that...
There must have been another break.
This is interesting.
There must have been a 90s break.
So it was 1984. There was 26 episodes.
Uh-huh.
And then 1986...
Took them 2 years to get their shit together for another season?
There was 26 episodes. And then 1991. And then 1994. And then 1999, 1998. And then...
Oh, so they just do like a
2003.
a chunk every several years?
Yeah.
Huh. Very interesting.
Yeah. But it's been on for as long as you've been alive.
Oh my god.
You are the same age as Thomas the Tank Engine.
I love it.
You guys could be full-time gay lovers.
But I prefer Gordon. I've already made that very clear.
Sure, but I don't know how many episodes Gordon's been in. I would imagine Thomas has been in every episode of Thomas and Friends.
I mean, I feel like Thomas is kind of a spotlight hog.
The narrator...
When's it Gordon's time?
Oh, you know what? At least the guy who voiced Gordon has been in 245 episodes.
It's pretty good.
You know what? You guys good. You guys really good. Oh, I love Sir Todd Matt. What a name. What a name.
It is a very good name.
I'm going to look up a picture of Naya the African.
Naya the Jax.
Ugh. Naya the African. I feel bad typing
Even
in
having it in your search history?
The African Engine.
If it's not all black, I'm disappointed.
Oh, that's a real...
Okay or not okay?
I don't know who greenlit this, but...
Let me have a look.
Well, first of all, she's not black.
Well, that's disappointing. Oh, but she's got, like, classic African tribal designs down the sides.
She's like a white lady who visited South Africa once,
and now only wears the
came home
shikis.
and only wears the shikis. Yeah, like that's really what it is. I guess they did like a ethnically diverse world traveling Thomas the Tank Engine.
Naya the culturally appropriating engine.
Because there's also this one that I would judge by its appearance that it would be, I don't know, like Asian of some kind, but maybe it's just because it's yellow.
Oh, that's Asian. Is it sort of wearing the hat?
Yeah, and it's a non-steam train. I don't know.
Is it rice powered?
It might be. You know what it might be? It might be spit powered.
It could be spit powered. It could be, yeah. It could be. Is it squatting while smoking powered?
Yes. Yes. Oh, that's more of a Southeast Asian.
Is it? Is it not respecting personal space powered? What other?
Is it moving to another country and not learning the language powered?
Ooh, is it your business criminals buying all the real estate powered?
That's a pretty good one.
It's your turn.
Apparently there's an Australian one named Shane.
His face does look like Australian. I'll give him that.
Yeah, it's weird. How do you make a train?
Yeah.
Look.
I didn't know Australian was a look, but apparently it is. Because that's it.
Yeah. Would you like to see an up... Ooh, you're not going to like... Here's a Japanese one called Hiro.
Oh, he's Japanese, all right.
I don't know, his eyes aren't small. I wonder if there's any updated versions of Gordon.
No, Gordon's been perfect since '84.
Maybe he's not on the show anymore.
But then who's there to be the
I don't know,
the contrarian opinion?
The Ching Chong one.
They just brought in Wong, the yellow engine. He's like, no, I don't like no more.
How about Lorenzo?
Ooh, I like Lorenzo. Oh, Lorenzo's cool.
He's got a nice mustache on, you know. Logan and the Big Blue Engine.
I feel like there's a lot of blue engines in this. People trying to, like, swoop in on Thomas's game.
Oh, yeah, and then there was Flora. Do you remember her? Sort of?
Maybe.
Man, I do remember watching a lot of the show.
Yeah, I definitely watched them. I'm trying to remember the woman's name in the live action part.
Oh.
Dee Dee something?
Gregorius.
Because I keep wanting to say Lily Tomlin, but it's not Lily Tomlin. But I think it's like a 4-letter name and then something. I think it's Dee Dee something. Dee Dee. Dwight D. Eisenhower. That's it. The President Eisenhower was the woman.
George Carlin was on 104 episodes.
That's a lot of episodes. And was it him before Ringo? I think it was him first, Ringo second.
Ringo was 84 to 86.
Oh no, Ringo first.
And he narrated both the UK and the US.
So Ringo did the first 2 seasons.
And then George Carlin only did the US version.
Right.
Until 95.
So George did like the next 3
And
seasons.
then Alec Baldwin did it.
What?
From 98 to 2003.
He was Mr. Conductor or the
He was
narrator?
Mr. Conductor.
Weird. How come no one talks about that?
And then...
People only talk about Ringo Starr and George Carlin.
And then who was after him, though? Because there's been tons more.
Weird. What is going on?
Millie? Is that her name?
Is that the character name?
I don't know, it just says Millie. Olivia Colman was in 9 episodes?
Wow. Oscar winner.
I couldn't tell you who hosted after Alec Baldwin, though, because, like, there's no... Unless it was just, like, a nobody, or they didn't have Mr. Conductor.
They might just not have had a Mr. Conductor.
Because, yeah, I don't see anybody from 98 on.
Boom. Didi Khan was the
Shaka
woman's
Khan?
name. It was Shaka Khan.
The Shocker Khan?
The Shockmaster Khan.
Who, the guy was a British actor named Michael Brandon. And then, I don't know how long he was on, though, because it doesn't really say. And then, let's see what we got in 2010.
George Carlin's been dead for 12 years.
Michael Brandon. So he's obviously
good for him.
doing it as long as humanly possible.
Can work.
Except for not on the new one, it would appear. So at some point between 2010 and now, he is no longer Mr. Conductor.
I hope they murdered him on screen.
Like, beheading video or something?
No, like, it just in character. Like, that was the story. Like, his character was murdered, so they needed to find a new
Thomas
Mr.
had
Conductor.
to, like, solve the murder
Yeah.
of the conductor, Mr. Conductor?
On a very special episode of Thomas and
It was
Friends.
a crossover episode with NCIS Los Angeles.
Oh, Cool J was on it?
Cool J and Thomas the Tank Engine had to solve the murder.
Cool J and Chris O'Donnell?
Chris O'Donnell.
Nice.
Wasn't there an NCIS New Orleans?
There was. It did not... It's all...
NCIS NOLA.
Yeah, the third one never...
No.
The third spinoff never gets
CSI
the play.
Miami?
Or second spinoff. Yeah, Miami was the first spinoff.
Yeah.
Did well.
Yeah.
I guess New York did okay.
I guess. It was on for a few seasons.
There was another
Other one.
CSI. It was like CSI like Cyber?
Yeah.
Was it that? That sounds so lame, but I think it was that.
CSI
And that did like one season.
Cyber.
Yes!
One season. And apparently... I don't know. There was a TV movie in 2015 for CSI.
Like regular, like William Peterson CSI, or
Ted Danson.
oh yeah, they needed the new white-haired guy,
And Larry Fish.
right?
And Marge Helgenberg.
Man, Ted Danson has had such consistent TV work since the early '80s. He's got to be a fucking billionaire.
If you had to guess what his net worth was, what would you say?
Over 100 million.
Ooh, not quite.
High?
80 million.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. He's rich. He's fucking
I mean,
rich.
what did he fucking do? Like, every TV show that was big for the longest time?
Like all
Cheers,
Becker, and then then CSI, Bored to Death, Good Place. Any other?
Anybody watch The Good Place?
Anybody
watch The Good Place?
I've watched every episode.
Yeah. And?
It's really good.
I don't believe you.
I'd
That's
say
because I don't watch network television, so
Yeah.
I have no...
Not that there's a great deal of competition, but I think until it just ended, I think it was probably the best active network comedy.
Are you just saying that because Kristen Bell's on it?
It doesn't hurt. But other people like it too, so I'm not crazy.
Is there ATF?
Maybe light, but not enough if that's what you're
Well, I'm just
going
saying then
for.
you shouldn't be into it if there's not enough TF.
I know.
You only like Grimm.
But I also like Kristen Bell.
And that one word...
And Ted Danson.
And that Something Texas show that you thought was...
Those 2 episodes of Midnight Texas.
Midnight Texas, yeah.
Yeah.
That you thought was going to be your jam, and then they killed it off, and you're like, fuck this!
Yeah, I really did.
Fuck this dumb fucking show.
It's from the... I think it's from the author who did all the True Blood stuff.
Gay.
Yeah, which I watched all of.
Yeah, that's why I said, gay.
I see. Understood.
I wasn't calling True Blood gay, I was calling you gay.
I misunderstood. I thought you were calling True Blood gay. Glad that's been clarified. Yeah, and so when they're like introducing characters in the first episode, like the reverend of the town is a were-tiger. I'm like, I am in on this show.
This is
and like
my shit.
two episodes later, leaves town. Fuck you.
I didn't come back.
I'm done for. I don't know.
How many seasons has it been on?
It did 2 and got canceled.
Oh, maybe he came back in 2.
Or 1 and got canceled. Yeah.
Does
But
that mean,
I knew when I was
does
out.
that mean you were really into the new Hellboy movie?
For a minute.
Yeah.
For a hot minute, I was.
like how much they cock teased us with it.
Hey, trailer people did a good job on that.
Yeah, they really did.
Yeah.
They know how to get the fur fags in.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, oh, thanks, the trailer for me.
Or,
I would never have seen this fucking movie otherwise.
or should I say, Fergits.
That was fun. We haven't told the Ferget story on stream. You can tell that.
I don't think you call it stream.
I'm in stream mode. I'm streaming tomorrow. I streamed on Thursday. I did
Bills?
I did Bill's Drunken Peasants podcast.
Mm.
Is it a podcast or is it a stream? I don't even know it. I'm not sure what I did.
I hope they don't invite you back.
Yeah, who's to say?
Did you say racist things and now you can't be on anymore?
I said racist things. I didn't say anything specifically that would get them, like, banned forever from what they're
Did you
doing.
do a racist Indian accent?
I feel like I did an accent. I don't feel like it was Indian. I don't feel like it was Chinese.
Those are the easiest ones to do.
They are. I feel like we might have snuck a little Latino in there. I feel like...
O or ah?
Actually, a Latin X.
Oh.
I love how every single Latinx person I've ever heard of hates the term Latinx. That's a term that only white people use.
Yeah. But we ruin everything.
Yeah.
So, not surprised.
Yeah. Hey, if you're a Latinxer or a Gen Xer, and actually
Or a DXer.
or a DXer, and actually use and like the term Latinx, let us know.
Hit us up.
Yeah. And that's the end of the podcast.
Well, the podcast now ended twice.
Yeah. We should have. There was a natural ending point, and we didn't do it. So everything after that is on
just
us.
say something as funny as you said, and then we'll end the podcast.
I mean, if I say something as funny as I said before, we will end the podcast forever because it has peaked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then we're done.
So keep
then
working.
we can move on to other endeavors.
What do you got? Give me what you got.
What?
Give me what you got. I want to get it in me.
What you got, I gotta get and put it in me.
What I'd like to hug and kiss you.
Oh, that's much better.
Much better. So, what do you got? Come on, Mick. Make me chuckle.
Did you call me Mick?
Mick. Make me chuckle, Mick.
Did you call me an Irish racial slur?
P.S. That's like the laziest racist slur.
Hey, a lot of
all of their names start with it.
Also, that's more Scottish than Irish.
Yeah.
They kind of got it wrong.
Yeah.
Irish is O.
Yeah.
Scottish is Mick.
O'Donoghue.
Yeah, that's a good name. O'Shaughnessy. Officer O'Shaughnessy.
Oh, he's not around.
He's not around?
He got excommunicated.
He got busted.
Yeah.
He's getting raped in jail. A bunch of muscly black dudes knocked out all his teeth.
Or a bunch of black Muslims.
Ooh, some NOIs.
NOIs. Well, radio silence. That's always good.
I don't want to talk about wrestling. What do you want to talk about?
I don't want to talk about wrestling either. I want to just keep thinking about what's the worst thing that I can possibly say out loud on a podcast. I mean,
I don't know. Apparently, if you say you hope everyone dies of coronavirus, you get banned from Twitter.
Yeah.
So that's.
I mean, I also feel like if you have a really questionable track record of saying awful things, it's not going to help you.
And have been suspended and banned from Twitter before.
Yes. I feel like that doesn't really help you.
I guess. I don't know. I like this this midget in the wedding dress we've been watching on mute.
I don't think that's the midget.
No, that's not the blonde one though. I've been enjoying her.
Yeah, she's small. She's bitty.
How do the wedding dress shows work? Do the women? It's women who are getting married, presumably, not just women off the street who like dresses. Women who are getting married go to a wedding dress store and they try on dresses and to one of them they say yes, and the show ends.
Sure.
Is that... I just wanted to know if there was an element I'm missing.
I feel like I've had enough girlfriends in the past that have made me watch this show, but I don't think I don't think I've ever paid attention. Yeah, I believe
to the show or the girlfriends.
Either.
Okay.
It's really hard to maintain an erection when you've got a girl giving you a blowjob. So,
well, you need the. Here's a little tip. I've been around the block a few more times than you. So let me tell you this.
Are you Jenny from the block?
I'm Jenny from the block. I like tacos and burritos. I didn't do the voice, so it's okay. I'm just saying I like tacos and burritos. You don't have to do the voice to say you like tacos and burritos. They're delicious. Who doesn't like them?
I also like tacos.
I love tacos and burritos. I understand how hard it is to maintain an erection while getting a blowjob from a girl. What you need is a mirror in front of you so you can stare at. So you don't look at the girl at all. Forget the girl because she's just going to ruin it. Mm-hmm. Just stare into the mirror, into your own eyes, and say through gritted teeth, "Don't be gay."
Does it work?
No.
No, I was going to say.
No.
Not once.
No, I have never come.
You're not going to become soft, are you?
No, but I don't know. It seemed like a good idea.
Yeah.
I regret installing all those mirrors.
It's a room full of mirrors.
Yeah.
Just so no matter where you're positioned, you can yell at yourself.
You walk in and it's terrifying.
I don't need to look at myself.
Imagine right now this whole room covered in mirrors.
Yeah, I'm out. I am formally out. I don't know. I'll regale us with some stories. How about that?
All right. Have you used dick pills before? I haven't.
No, but I kind of want to.
I would.
But our guy's out now. So where are we going to get him?
He's
from?
out of the game.
He's out of the game. He got busted. But yeah, I would.
I'm also probably, once I eventually get through my stash and, knock wood, don't break my arm and need surgery again, but who's to say, I will probably have to start buying Oxy from him.
He's back, so he's back in.
I feel like he could get it from me.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I still think he could get you anything.
He could probably get me anything. I was like, I need a baby. He's like, give me 3 hours.
Yeah, I need an African immigrant who doesn't speak English now.
Just like you see the dots on the text thing, and then just on it.
Done. No questions asked.
Yeah.
Does it for you. Yeah.
Payment discussed later.
Later.
Job first.
Do me a solid.
Nitro was on a Tuesday.
Oh, we're on Nitro now?
I don't know. I feel like it's a bad sign though. What did they get preempted for on December 11th?
Basketball.
Was it the anniversary of Pearl Harbor? 12/11. Never forget. I feel like they both weren't 11s. That doesn't sound right. 12/9, 12/6, 12/7.
I don't remember. American history is
Do you
hard.
think people 50 years from now will forget? See, they won't forget 9/11 because it's named after the date, and Pearl Harbor isn't named after the date.
Also,
that's where they fucked up.
Also, it sounds like 7/11, and how could you forget that?
Yeah. Oh, thank heaven.
For 9/11. December 7th.
7th. Yeah. 12/7.
12/7.
9/11.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that FDR did Pearl Harbor to get things going for the U.S. in World War II?
No, because
the same way that Bush did 9/11.
No, Bush did 9/11.
We can all agree.
But we can all
that Bush did 9/11.
The evidence points to the American government knowing that Bush did 9/11.
Yeah.
No, because Bush did 9/11 to get themselves into the war in Afghanistan, but didn't take out any of his own troops. Pearl Harbor, they lost a lot of troops and a lot of ships.
A lot of tactical stuff.
I don't see that really benefits you going up against a
That's true. 9/11,
power.
you just lost a lot of businessmen. But
And a
conspicuously,
daycare.
no certain kind of businessmen
Hmm.
who run certain financial and Hollywood sectors.
It's almost as if they knew.
It's almost as if they
what
got some
was
sort of call
happening.
that morning not to come
Somebody
into work.
tipped them off.
Man,
A lot of people calling in sick that
I
day.
like this becoming a full-on crypto-fascist podcast.
We gotta keep slimming down the percentage.
Full on, like not even alt-right anymore, just crypto-fascist. And then we just go fascist. Then we stop like beating around the bush, and then just say that is just full anti-Semitism.
We've gone.
I mean,
way
I guess we've done
past
full anti-Semitism,
anti-Semitism.
but I guess we just start.
Like,
yeah,
I've never actively met or been friends with, I don't think, like an actual like practicing Jewish person.
I went to the bar mitzvah after party.
Wow,
brag of a guy I went to school with who I was not particularly good friends with. He invited his like one actual friend from school because he sort of had one friend, and then me and my best friend, who I think just were other people he knew that were nice
And white.
But I don't. Why would he invite the German guy to his bar mitzvah? Like, and the other guy was blonde too.
Maybe
so,
just to show him, like,
hey,
look,
doing
we're
it.
doing pretty good. How did that work out for you? There's a real.
Oh, was that to rub it in my face?
Yeah, it was
oh
fucking
my
rubbing it in
god!
your fucking face.
Look at it. It's the '90s, and we're still having bar mitzvahs.
So much for your Holocaust.
Nice plan.
But yeah, like I don't think I've actively met a real Jewish person before. Like I think I remember sitting next to a Hasidic Jew once on a plane, but he like was quiet and didn't talk to me, so it's not like I was really like,
Yeah.
hey, tell me about this Quran or whatever
like-
you read.
Like, what's your deal?
What's with the hair curls?
How do you guys get away with molestation so much better than the Catholic Church?
What's with a moil? I mean, I don't think I actively have anything against any Jewish people. It's just the state of Israel.
Yeah, and the Hasids seem sketchy.
Sure. I'm not...
A little too far. They could tone it down.
Yeah.
Get a haircut.
Get a haircut.
Get a haircut. Use your city's fire department and not your own, you weirdos.
That is fucking weird.
Like, they just have their own city.
That's like one of the weirdest things.
It's so weird. How do they get to do it?
I don't know. Because,
Nah, I guess
they got all the chicken
I guess
scratch.
a donation was made.
The donation of the sperm bank. I had an important anti-Semitic thing. No, I mean, not an anti-Semitic thing. Actively have nothing against Jewish people.
No.
No.
We like to joke around here.
We like to have fun.
We don't. No, we honestly have nothing against Jewish people. Israel is a bad place, though.
I actively have problems with Israel. Like,
Yeah.
I really hope I'm actively on an Israeli no-fly list. Like, I cannot enter Israeli airspace, or else I will be shot down.
Yeah.
Commuter plane going from here to, like, I don't know, Russia, and I fly over Israeli airspace, and my plane is immediately shot down.
I hope in our lifetimes, the entire West Bank is recognized as Palestine.
That'd be nice. I'm very pro-Palestine.
Very pro-Palestine.
We are one of the only people that are actively pro-Palestine.
I mean, I think a lot of the cool kids are.
I mean, it's the hip thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, you know all those free Tibet things that were going on? Now we just need to get recognize Palestine as a thing, you know?
Did we free Tibet?
Yeah, they're free.
Okay.
They're cool to do whatever they want.
They're fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody's oppressing them.
Okay, good. Glad we handle that, and on to the next mission. Palestine.
Yeah, and definitely not stealing the Dalai Lama. But,
Oh, yeah.
you know the whole John Oliver thing about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What I was going to say, though, is that I kind of, in my brain, think that someone knew about 9/11 and just didn't bother to tell anyone to stop it.
It seems like from Fahrenheit 9/11 and other left-wing documentaries, but not crazy left-wing documentaries. that it seems like they had some info. I don't think America actively perpetrated 9/11.
No.
But I think they had intel and ignored it, or didn't do enough about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure also, like, running a country, and especially, like, a massive country, a first world country,
Yeah.
and a country that a lot of people fucking hate.
Yeah, I'm sure you get a ton of intel.
I'm sure
and
you get tons of stuff that doesn't.
How do you know
isn't
what's
true,
good and what's
right?
not? But
like the amount of like probably fake bomb threats that they get
tons
all the time.
Yeah.
Like it's probably hard to be like, this is the one we should listen to, and
Yeah.
especially something as massive as like they're gonna hijack commercial planes and fly them into the Twin Towers. Like that's pretty hard. Now, if there is one absolute positive thing that we get to take away from 9/11, is that it maybe gave us one of the funniest videos of all time. When Bush gets told about 9/11 at that kindergarten or wherever he's reading, and just the look on his face.
Well, anyway, back to the story.
Just like this blank, like, I don't even know how to process this information.
What to do with this. Big eyes, and back to the children's book.
Like, it's pretty priceless. I do very much love... I mean, like, looking back on it now, like, Bush was kind of awesome. He was, like, kind of great.
Donald Trump exists.
Yeah.
To make George W. Bush, in hindsight, look good.
Like, he did a lot of really funny things.
Yeah.
And not, like, Trump funny things.
He's definitely a different kind of funny than Trump.
Like, his funny things were just, like, he's kind of a dumb goof, you know?
Yeah.
Like, none of his things were, like intentionally malicious.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Trump is malicious
even though he
all
is
the time.
technically a war criminal, but
is it him or was it Cheney?
It's a lot of Cheney.
It's a
and
lot of Rumsfeld.
Karl Rove.
Oh, Karl Rove.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, it's like he's like an adorable little
he seems
rascal.
He
know?
seems much more innocent than Trump.
And
he never seemed mad.
No.
Yeah.
No. I also do.
He seemed like he was trying his best, which was adorable.
I like that in more recent years he's definitely like made jokes about it. Like, like, oh, it's really hard to be less liked than me. So like, congratulations, like
big ups.
You know, like, hey, I guess I wasn't so bad, right? Like it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely funny.
Like thinks he's a fighter pilot and a cowboy, and like you know he's can't really get any words correct out of his mouth.
No.
You know?
Yeah, and just like fucked up talking in also a different way than Trump.
Yeah, just like he seems like from someone who came from such a rich background and family, like he seems so uneducated.
Yeah,
he seems like he never had to go to school.
Yeah,
he also
I think he sort of didn't.
He also didn't want to be president.
Yeah,
so.
he just, like I assume he just did coke his entire time at Yale.
Could you imagine if it was Jeb and not George?
It'd be different.
I mean, he has a Mexican wife.
He does have a Mexican wife.
He speaks Spanish.
It's true. And Jeb is also involved in, I don't know if it's like an all-time funny clip, but a pretty funny clip. His Please Clap.
Please Clap.
So sad.
So sad.
So sad, Jeb.
I would have clapped for Jeb.
I'd have clapped for Jeb.
I felt bad. I would have clapped for him.
Jeb, you might be the least hateable Bush.
Yeah, he could be. I'm glad the other one's dead.
Except your mom. Barbara could get it.
Ew.
She had her time.
I guess.
The 1930s. It's like
when she was a baby.
Barbara? No, because Barbara was old in the 80s.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Was she born 1892?
Barbara was born during the American Revolution. Barbara Bush was born in 1774. Barbara Bush became First Lady when she was 214 years old.
1925.
Okay, so I guess she couldn't get it she could get it in the late 30s. Late 30s, fine.
Sure, 14.
14-year-old Barbara Bush. War's just starting.
Yep. Not a lot of law around to enforce rules.
Get her in a little Rosie the Riveter costume.
She was born in Manhattan.
Ooh.
Somebody's got money.
fancy girl.
Oh, I didn't realize there were
Not
so
a-
many Bush children.
Not a Texas girl.
Ooh, that's because one died or pretty young.
Ooh.
Yikes. Pauline Robinson Bush.
Was it like the Kennedy sister who had mental problems and then they gave a lobotomy and hid in the basement?
Yeah, I guess.
JFK's dad, bad guy.
Bad guy.
Bad guy. Joe Kennedy, bad guy.
I mean, most of the Kennedys, bad guys.
Yeah, but Joe really got the ball rolling for the whole family.
I didn't realize that George W. had a brother named Marvin Bush.
I don't think I did either.
Yeah.
So is it George, Jeb, and Marvin? Are there more?
George, Jeb, Neil, Marvin, and Dorothy, and then
that was a sister.
and then the baby that died.
Right.
Ooh, Dorothy Bush is not a looker. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Oh, like
but,
all the rest of the hot Bushes?
I mean, yes. I think George Jr.'s daughters were attractive for a few minutes at some point.
How's
Ralph Nader doing? Great.
How's Chelsea Clinton doing?
She is old and gross.
As opposed to before when she was young and gross.
Yeah. I don't know. Barbara. Okay, no, I actually don't know. She's whatever.
Are you finding young Barbara?
Well, no, because George Jr. named his daughter Barbara.
Ooh.
And she's fun. I don't know. Jenna Bush is okay.
I feel like Jenna was okay.
I guess. She's 38 now, so maybe when she was younger, she was probably fine.
Yeah, she's all right. She looks like current Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Yeah, and like she's whatever.
I don't love new Barbara.
She might have been better when she was not 38.
Jen is better. Guys, let's rank the Bush family in terms of fuckability. Obviously, number one, old Barbara. Number two, Jenna. Number three, new Barbara. Number four, Neil. Number five, George Sr. Number six, George Jr.
What about Jeb?
Jeb doesn't have the strength of the other Bushes.
Couldn't be president.
I think Trump called him a faggot.
John Ellis Bush is his name.
John Ellis.
Ellis.
So, Jeb is literally his initials, so he's like Joe Bluth on Arrested Development.
Yep.
That's pretty funny.
Job.
I like him as the Job of the Bush family. I wonder if he knows magic or is bad at magic.
Oh, I love that he married a Mexican, though. That makes me so happy.
I mean, he's in Florida. It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's true.
Or a Cuban. Or an old Jewish person. Those are your options in Florida. Or just a meth trash person.
Are there Cuban Jews?
No, they do not make them.
But we thought they were Chinese Jews, and then we found out they were Chinese Jews.
I'm still not prepared to accept that reality.
Well, it's fine, because Islam's going to take over the world, so it doesn't matter what else is...
Yeah, you just go ahead and fuck around with whatever religion you want now, because...
We've only got another 20 years of organized religion, and then...
Yeah, 20 years and we're all Muslim. So enjoy whatever your other shit is while you can, because it's Allahu Akbar pretty sooner than later.
Well, especially, like, if you look at the amount of agnostic or whatever people in Europe, and then you get the influx of Syrian refugees into Europe.
Who's going to win that fight?
Gee, I don't know. The Syrian refugees who are Muslim, or the people that
don't care,
want to commit to anything.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't think I don't know has ever won a war.
I don't know. All right, should we just get this Nitro out of the way and then go back to snuggling?
Fulfill our contractual obligation.
I think 49 minutes of preamble with a lot of stumbling around to find an interesting topic.
I think it's cute that you think this podcast is going to be anything more than the 8 minutes where I'm cutting it off after the good part.
Oh, so I can say whatever I want then.
Let's hold off on that too. Let's save that for the finale.
I want to get like an extravaganza for the finale. Like everyone we can get. Everyone talks over each other at the same time.
We'll have... Should we spoil it now, or just say we have a fun surprise for the finale? What do you feel?
I say...
Do we tease him? Do we tell him?
I say tell him, because by the time... No, I guess we probably won't be recording by the time...
I don't know what you're asking. This is gonna be out in a few days.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to record the final episode before this goes out.
No, we are not. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just spoil it. Who cares? Who cares? Spoil it.
Spoil it? Alright, so we're gonna have at least 5 people on the finale.
At least 5.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
But I won't say who. How about that? We'll give them half of the
I'll
information.
tell you who it won't be.
You.
Me.
I'll tell you what it won't be either of us.
It won't be either of us.
The rest of you, figure it out.
I like the idea of the finale of a podcast and having other people do it for
yeah,
you.
just we dip. We're out.
We did every other single one. Now you guys can do it on your own.
Yeah.
Do I know the other 3 people? Or are we just assuming the other 3 people are in?
They're all in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you know them. No, we don't have any strangers.
No, yeah, I knew I would know them, but like,
Yeah.
even the one who started the podcast with us?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he was fine with like not doing the rest of the...
Yep.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. You know who's not going to have a fun time?
The other one?
And will probably regret doing it?
You.
No.
The other one.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
Or like, at least 2 of the other ones are probably not going to enjoy it, so...
I don't care.
I don't know why they said yes to it.
They're stupid.
Well, now I've really got to think of some really inappropriate things to say to make them uncomfortable.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Let's see if we can get more. Let's deep dive into our back catalog of people that have been on this podcast. We'll get Chris to call in. We'll get Chris to call in. We'll get Zane to call in.
Get Zane to call in. Get Ricky to call in. Was there anyone else on the Zane Ricky one?
Liz.
Sure.
Mrs. Sage.
Get Greg's wife Liz. We'll get Luke. We'll get Shane.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get
Henry.
I don't think we've had Henry. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah, I'm fine with not having
Yep.
Henry.
Yeah.
Hey Henry, go fuck yourself.
Got him.
Does he listen?
I'd be shocked if he did not.
Hey Henry, kill yourself.
There you go.
Florida trash.
Florida / West Virginia trash. 0 for 2.
That's a bad
0 for 2, bitch.
I was raised on the dairy, bitch.
Hey, pick 2 bad states. Go.
West Virginia and, let's say, Florida.
You win.
Let me guess, your ancestors are from New Jersey? Shit pig.
All right. Well, at the risk of just saying mean things to one specific potential listener for the rest of the show.
53 minutes preamble.
Pretty good. We're talking WCW Tuesday Nitro 12/12/00. The second last show of the year. This is the go-home show for Starrcade. We've got the one Nitro after Starrcade on December 18th. No show Christmas, no show New Year's. Next one is January 8th, and guess what? That's in a new year, and we don't give a fuck about that one because that's not the worst year of our lives.
We are not doing 2001.
That's an okay year of our lives.
Is it?
I mean, there's some decent cruiser stuff.
Yeah.
I think
Is
the
that
rest
enough
is still
to
bad.
Save the rest of it?
I don't know. I remember taping a lot of individual matches in 2001 compared to 2000. I feel like I taped more matches in the 3 months it was around in 2001 versus all of 2000.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. It's got a lot of, like, the Cruiserweight Tag Tournament.
Yeah.
Got a lot of Shane Helms singles stuff.
Yeah, Sugar Shane is fucking sweet. He was great for those 3 months.
Air Paris and Air Styles.
Air Paris and Air Styles as Air Raid
in
their loose spandex, specifically Paris, who looked terrible.
Well, he was a skinny boy.
I remember a great, I think it was on Thunder,
Kid
and
Romeo?
I think it was on January 24th, 2001, and I don't have autism.
Sure, you keep telling yourself that.
Like Cruiserweight Gauntlet.
Okay.
With like 8 to 10 cruisers, and it was rad. They would just like get in, do all their spots. Someone gets pinned, next guy.
That is pretty fucking good.
It was great. Look up January 24th, 2001 Thunder. If there was a show that day, that was the day. Well, what would the math be? Because if the 8th is a Nitro, so got 8th, 15th, 22nd. Wednesday's the 24th. Looking good. Looking good for Daddy. Look it up, Joe. Look it up, Andrew. Look it up. Look it up, Andrew. Look it up. Look it up, Andrew. Look it up. Look it up, Andrew. Look it up.
Yeah. January 24th, 2001.
Is there a Cruiserweight Gauntlet?
Well, it's loading, so calm down.
Look it up, Andrew. Look it up. Look it up, Andrew. Look it up. Just look it up.
I'm loading. Don't make me fucking hit stop on this podcast.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't turn on my podcast. The podcast is all I have.
Sorry, January 23rd.
No, that's a Tuesday. What are you talking about?
Sorry.
No, that was the taping date. That was a fucking taping date. Don't
care.
you fucking say that to me.
Don't care.
It aired on January 24th. There was not a Tuesday Thunder.
What do we got?
Fucking sit there and tell me there was a Tuesday Thunder. Get that weak shit out of here.
Scott, you were wrong. I'm sorry to tell you.
What are you talking about?
It's not that Nitro.
How could Thunder? You are so bad. You are so bad at looking stuff up. It's shocking how bad you are at it. You are low-key, Drew. I'm gonna say a mean thing, and I'll probably take it back because I'll probably hurt your feelings. But you might be worse at the internet than Kelly.
That's not true.
I know, but I felt like I had to say it to spur you on.
I know how to download the app for Facebook.
instead of opening your browser, going to http://www.yahoo.com and typing in takemetoFacebook.com.
One of the members of this gauntlet was Lash LaRue.
Nice. Was it January 24th, 2001? I think you owe me, 1, a written apology.
No.
And 2...
you have autism, so I'm not giving you anything.
A check for $20 with something funny written in the memo section.
Mysterio, Kaz, Shane Helms,
Kidman.
Kidman, Noble, Yang, Courageous, Lash LaRue.
Yeah, it rules. It's so good. I'm going to go on a limb and say it's the best match I've ever seen.
What about Chronic versus Scott Steiner and Road Warrior Animal?
Pretty good, too.
I don't believe you.
Nope.
Whoa, and Glacier?
I think he comes back for a minute.
Yeah, Mike Austin versus Norman Smiley. He comes out, saves him, does the big pose down and, like, whatever, and then leaves.
I think he's a comedy gimmick when he comes back.
Yeah. Oh, Scott, good news.
What do you got?
That entire match is on Daily Motion.
Sick. It's awesome. Let's watch it with the sound off and not comment on it.
As we're recording the podcast?
No, let's keep the podcast going.
Yeah.
Put that on.
Okay, it's on my phone right now, so...
Watch it, and don't react, and we'll be back in, 25 minutes. Anyway. I guess we can fucking get to this. Like, no, you're going to be distracted. The match is too good. You won't be able to concentrate on the podcast if you watch it. It's the best match you'll ever see. That's not helping.
He stumbled that time, and Kidman took advantage of a great move by Kidman. He nailed him as he fell off of the top turnbuckle pad. And Kidman, that's why they're high-risk maneuvers. Kidman.
Oh, look at all that stuff he's doing. It's amazing. So, we had a Nitro. We're in Shreveport, Louisiana.
We were not. We were in a smaller town than Shreveport.
Oh, yeah. Shreveport was the nearest big town.
Brassiere or something weird like that?
Something like that.
At a junior, Division II junior hockey stadium?
Yeah. Yeah, the seating capacity was 140 people, and they sold half. They just need to... What they should have done in 2000 was not run in the United States.
Yes.
If they had just gone England to Australia and back...
Or just stay in England.
Yeah.
You did well.
They'd have made money, which is...
They were starving for wrestling. You could have just stayed there.
Yeah. They could have made a profit as opposed to losing $60 million. More than any wrestling company has ever lost in a year or will ever lose. Unless WWE does something funny, which they might.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I took the notes for this, which is weird, because normally I get away with not taking the notes by saying, but I broke my arm. Drew, I broke my arm. You have to take the notes for me, Drew.
To which I threatened to break your arm again.
Yeah, and then I took the notes. So I guess we sort of established the roles in that relationship.
Bossier City.
That doesn't sound like a real place.
What is? Bossier City, Louisiana.
Well, it sounds stupid. And
on the east bank of the Red River.
Well, better than the West Bank.
It is the largest sister city to Shreveport.
Well, at least they didn't go to a smaller sister city of Shreveport. That would have been embarrassing for WCW.
CenturyLink Center is what it's called now.
I'm surprised they have a real sponsorship.
Well, gotta do what you gotta do. Holds 14,000 people.
That seems like way too many.
I don't know for what.
How does that town have a 14,000 seat arena?
It had arena football until 2010. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. I guess they built it for something.
I don't think there are 14,000 people at this show.
I would say good call.
Yeah. I don't think they used a lot of the upper bowl.
I don't think they used any of the upper bowl.
I don't know. I'm not sure they used the lower bowl. I think it might have just been stage seating.
Yeah, it was standing room only right at the front.
SRO. We started with a Ric Flair promo where, I don't know, he did his Ric Flair thing. I'm from the jump. Do you know who's in charge of doing things in WCW between Ric Flair, Mike Sanders, and Ernest Miller?
I don't think Ernest Miller is anything anymore.
It seemed like he was like calling shots with Storm, though.
Yeah, but that's just like storyline shit. I think Flair gave him maybe a little bit of power, but he lost the commissionership to Sanders.
Okay.
So he's out.
So Sanders
and I think
is
he's just aligned with Flair.
All right. So Sanders is the commissioner.
Sanders is the commissioner.
Ric Flair is
the COO.
COO?
CFO. CEO. He's a C something.
He's C-suite.
He's a C-suite. He's a see you next Thursday.
Okay. So Flair has more power than Sanders.
It's kind of weird because I there's times where Sanders does something and Flair
overrules
can't undo it.
But sometimes he can.
But then sometimes he can. So I don't know who actually has more power.
Cool.
I guess Flair.
It should be Flair.
But also, Sanders makes matches all the time. So
all the time.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't know.
Yeah, so this is one of a number of Sanders appearances, because he showed up in the Flair thing. And did you pay enough attention to any of that? I think they were just setting up matches.
They were setting up matches for the night and for stipulations for the stuff for Starrcade.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything important, really.
Yeah.
He set up the 3-team tag team match.
Right.
Which...
It happened.
Well, Chronic was supposed to be in that match.
Yeah, I don't really understand what
But then they didn't end up coming out, even though they were perfectly fine.
Yeah,
so
they weren't
mad at the Thrillers and then be like, "Fuck off."
They didn't show up because they were mad.
That's gay.
That's correct. That's what happened. Then and they referenced what was going to be a long-term storyline leading up to the new ownership of WCW, which they at the time did not think was going to be WWE, because Steiner was going to basically kill every top face.
Yes.
Because Booker's gone right now.
Yes. Sting's gone.
Sting's gone. Sid was at some point going to be storyline gone. He got himself for real gone when his leg snapped in half.
Kicked his leg out of his leg.
Kicked his leg out of his leg.
Nash and DDP are tag teaming right now.
Yeah, Goldberg's going to be gone. He's going to be gone.
Yeah. And
then the deal was, so Steiner's killed everyone, and then and they're like, oh, what could possibly save us? And then new owners come in, bring back all the baby faces, and they beat Steiner, and then we're off to the races, which is not a terrible idea, but it does leave you for a chunk of time with no baby faces.
Or no main event baby faces.
Yeah, which is a flaw in the plan.
Yeah, because then you've got to push general erection as your baby face.
What do you do for what's your last Steiner title match before the faces come back once all the faces are dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get some weak stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of an interesting idea. There's just not really a good way to do it. It's basically communism. It sounds good, but nobody can really pull it off.
Yeah. It is true.
Except Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, Bernie's a communist.
He's a communist. So, Drew, everyone knows that socialists and communists are the same thing.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, Sweden is a communist country.
Yep.
Yeah. And a second example. I got bored with it. But
Denmark.
Well, all of them, yeah.
All the Scandinavians.
Really, a lot of Europe.
Yeah.
But,
and they're definitely some of the worst countries in the world, so...
Yeah, they don't know up from down. It's mass panic in the streets.
They don't know the difference between butt and mouth.
Dogs and cats living together. Horses eating each other. It's a mess. We got a Sid promo. Wearing a polo shirt.
Wearing a polo shirt.
Not his... won't be his last outfit of the evening. Immediately name drops the wrong Steiner brother.
Yep. Yep.
This is Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner, just without a breath corrects himself.
At least he didn't ask to redo it.
Can I do it again? Sid, we're live.
Can we go again? Can we rewind that? Sid is low-key maybe the dumbest man in wrestling.
He's so dumb.
IQ-wise, he might be the dumbest person.
Yeah,
the dumbest person in wrestling is Sting. 100%.
Kayfabe, the dumbest is Sting.
Sting.
Real life, the dumbest is Sid.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sid has a smooth brain.
I've got half the brain that you do.
He said it.
He said it. He openly admitted he has half the brain.
That's a thing
that
that Kevin Nash was going to say to make fun of him, and then Sid said it himself. So I guess credit to Sid for getting out in front of it.
Yeah. Beat him to the punch.
Yeah. Sarge is roaming the halls and punks out Disco. Sarge Dwayne Bruce looks mildly retarded.
Dwayne Bruce.
Dwayne Bruce. Which, as I said, you can't spell Dwayne Bruce without Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, that's where he got his name from. Except for I think that's his real name.
I believe it is. I don't think your fake name would be Dwayne Bruce.
As a white guy.
As a white guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Dwayne Bruce is a black guy? Fucking sick name.
Yeah.
Absolutely sick name.
Yeah.
7-button Steve Harvey purple suit. Yeah, no, that Dwayne Bruce is awesome.
Played college linebacker.
Yeah, this Dwayne Bruce sucks.
Yeah. Although, he did take a pretty sick jackhammer.
Absolutely. We'll get to that. And then we finally get our first match. I should have checked the timestamp on when the first match happened, because there's a lot of things.
There's a lot of talk, but there's always a lot of talking.
Yeah. First match is a mixed tag match of Lance Storm and Major Guns against the Cat and noted professional wrestler Miss Jones.
Miss Jones.
So you were in the bathroom.
Pooping.
Major Guns and Miss Jones did a rope running spot. Miss Jones has never seen ropes before.
Okay, fair.
She was.
This is the first time she's been in the ring?
She was baffled by the whole concept. I love that they went for it, though. Mad respect. Jim Duggan comes out, basically, just obviously, intentionally throws the 2x4 way over Lance Storm to the Cat, who hits Storm and pins him. Storm lies looking at the lights while the 3 is counted and think to myself, man, I kind of had something going here for a while, but I think that's over.
Very protected man who's now doing jobs.
Yeah. And then Duggan made no there was no pretense about what Duggan did. He just looks at the camera and was like, nah, what are you gonna do?
Oh well.
Gotta go. And that was that. And then we jump right to another match because it's fucking go time now, because they realize they're, I assume, half an hour overtime already. Crowbar, the hardcore champion, comes out with Daphne, who is also a 70s girl now. I still have zero memory of anyone being 70s besides Mike Awesome. This is all Mandela effect to me.
Yes, I think I knew that Crowbar was, but...
I 100% didn't. Daphne is doing, like, Kate Hudson from Almost Famous. Storm is doing some gimmick on commentary that is... I'm assuming some inside joke amongst him and the commentators that we're not even supposed to know, because who cares at this point in WCW? Then we get a returning Normand Smiley, who I'm not sure we've seen since he and Ralphus were fired and washing cars.
Yeah, I think that's the last time I saw him.
Yeah.
P.S. Miss Jones was not a trained wrestler.
That is something you did not need to look up.
She was a Nitro girl.
And
who used the name Chameleon.
Ooh, I wouldn't have guessed that.
And then that was it. She got promoted to that, and then they were like, hey, we like putting non-wrestling females in the ring.
I love that the mandate of we have to make all the Nitro girls wrestle.
Yeah, like you got to get all of the bang for your buck, so
Yeah.
if you're paying them to dance, then they better be fucking wrestling.
Yeah, and it worked out, so I guess they were right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only one that really had any longevity would be Paisley.
Yeah.
Because Charmel was around for a while.
Yeah. But not really as a wrestler.
But not really as a wrestler.
Just
But
as
she did have
something.
wrestling matches.
She did have wrestling matches, and one of the worst of all time.
Yeah.
So, respect. So, Norman issues a hardcore match challenge answered by Meng, who comes out with Paisley, because I believe there is an unspoken Meng-Kiwi-Paisley alliance.
Apparently.
The hardcore match goes to, I believe, a no contest.
Yeah.
When Santa, who has been wandering the arena...
Santa or Xanta?
This was Santa. This was not a Balls Mahoney situation.
Just checking.
Thank you for clarifying. Who Norman grabbed at one point and took his toy sack to use in the match. Santa comes in, blasts Meng with the chair. I think Norman's already dead. He didn't chair Norman. Maybe he did chair Norman. Yeah, he got a no, he threw powder at them both.
Powder in their faces.
Threw powder at them both.
And that knocked Norman out.
Yeah, the powder knocked Norman out. It knocked Norman out. It made Meng blind, who then accidentally put Paisley in the tongue and death grip.
Yeah.
And then
Kiwi
came out and said, hey, stop putting Paisley in the tongue and death grip. And in response, Meng put Kiwi also in the tongue and death grip. And then...
Which it had way more effect on Kiwi than it did on Paisley. Like, Paisley was stiff as a board standing up.
And Kiwi was selling. Yeah,
Yeah,
because one was a wrestler.
Yeah.
And then Santa desanted himself. He was Terry Funk, and then proceeded to give Meng CTE.
The last shot he gave Ming was really fucking good.
Hitting him pretty hard in the head with the chair several times, and then the last one absolutely wrapping the chair around his skull.
Yeah. Hot take, bold statement. I don't think Tongans can get CTE.
That's true.
Their skulls are way too thick.
They are, but Crowbars can, because then Crowbar came in the ring, and Terry Funk gave him CTE.
Yeah, Crowbar fucking died.
Yeah.
Like he might never wrestle again.
Yeah, we're not sure, but we think December 12th might be Crowbar's last appearance, because Terry Funk killed him.
Yeah.
So that sets up something involving the hardcore title for Starrcade. I don't know if it is Crowbar, Funk, Smiley, Meng, or all of the above.
I do like the fact, though, that Terry Funk is just, like, kind of a huge asshole. Because, like...
He basically acted like a heel.
Well, because, like, Crowbar was literally just, like, oh, hey, Mr. Funk, like, if you want a match, like, I'll totally give you a match for the hardcore title.
Whammo! Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, trying to be a nice guy, and that's what you get to.
Then we get the backstage. The Heresies have two 12-foot-long sandwiches.
Yeah.
And the Filthy Animals are watching them on a security camera, hidden camera,
It's a security camera, I guess.
and laughing at...
Oh yeah, it's Terry Funk versus Crowbar and Daphne at the pay-per-view.
Oh, good. Is there like a separate something with Megan Norman Smiley or not?
Nope.
All right.
I mean, unless they get involved in that match, but...
Who knows?
Nope.
Fair enough. So the Harrises have a couple of big old sandwiches, which it seems to be a running thing now with the Harrises working for sandwiches.
We'll work for food.
Yeah. So, that's cool. There is an MIA promo with the 3 remaining members, because I guess Chavo's not really in anymore. The Wall is in the main event tonight against Steiner for the world title. He cuts a bad promo. General Huge Erection cuts a promo on Douglas, and it's fine. Lash Theroux cuts a promo because he's fighting Douglas tonight. And Lash Theroux sucks.
He gets mumble mouth.
He's a bad promo, and I think also not a good wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's bad at all of his jobs.
Yeah.
And then we get more Mike Sanders, who I think has been in like 3 more backstage promos that I haven't even mentioned.
Yeah, nothing of importance.
Nothing
yes.
that mattered.
Yeah.
Now Sanders comes out in the arena for the second time for a match with Sid, but he's in street clothes. Luckily, Sid is also in street clothes.
Yeah.
Sanders said some things. Sid hits him.
Sanders said that he wasn't medically cleared to wrestle.
And goes to shake his hand.
Yeah.
And Sid shakes his hand, and it hits him like a dick.
Yeah.
And then gives him a chokeslam and a powerbomb and pins him, because I guess it was actually a match after all.
Yeah.
And then we get the... So before that, there was a backstage business where... Did Reno attack Chronic, or did Chronic attack Reno?
Reno attacked
Reno attacked Chronic, and then...
For reasons unknown.
For a reason. And then Chronic was like, hey... Don't be a dick. I thought aren't you one of them Thrillers, and aren't we friends with the Thrillers this week? And then Vito came out and said, hey, don't get attacked by Reno, because he's my brother and this is my sister that we're both fucking.
Yeah.
And then Chronic was so disgusted by this consensual incest that they decided not to be in the 4-way tag.
Yep.
Did I get that right?
I think you nailed it.
Okay.
I do like the fact that we brought back consensual incest. But...
I think Reno, Vito, and I couldn't remember her name for $1 million. Gina sounds good. We'll go with that. They brought it back, and we're just here for the ride.
Yeah.
So we get a 3-way tag for, I guess, the tag titles?
I don't think it was a tag titles. I think it was just a 3-way tag.
All right. Well, the champions were in it.
Yeah, but I don't think it was announced as a tag title match.
So we have the champions, Stasiak and Palumbo, against another Thrillers team of Jindrak and O'Hare. I think this is one of the last times that they have the correct Thrillers teams, because at least Jindrak and O'Hare are fun, and Stasiak and Palumbo totally suck. And then they mix up the teams and put one with one and one with the other, and then both teams just kind of suck.
I think what it is that Nash and Page win the tag titles at Starrcade.
Yeah.
And then Sanders, tries to throw off their, tactics or whatever by mismatching them, and then they don't know how to work them because they haven't been a team before, and then, I think they just do that.
Very clever. So, yeah, Palumbo and Stasiak against Jindrak and O'Hare against the Insiders of Kevin Nash and DDP. They fuck around for a bit. O'Hare hits a Shanton bomb on...
Not a good one.
On K-Nash. DDP hits an absolute trash diamond cutter on Jindrak. And then is supposed to stand up from doing the diamond cutter and get hit with the belt by Sean Stasiak. What happens is he does the diamond cutter and leaves, and Sean Stasiak gets into the ring with the belt and sees there is no one for with which to hit the belt. And then DDP's like, oops, slides back into the ring and gets hit on the side with the belt. And then I thought they were going to pin DDP, and then they just pinned Kevin Nash.
Who's at this point has only taken a Shanton, and that was 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but it was a really good one, so it worked.
Yeah.
And at this point, we get a Sid costume change because he is going to like the back garage and demanding the keys for all the cars. And he's wearing a pretty sweet tracksuit at this point, which we weren't sure if all this stuff wearing the tracksuit was going to be pre-taped because he was live in the arena with the polo shirt, or if he just changed because he was going to be outside a lot and it was cold. I think that was the reason because the end was live.
Yes.
So he did do an active costume change.
And didn't they say something about, like, it's 40 to 30 degrees outside, 40 degrees outside?
I mean, yeah, it's December, but it is it's south, so yeah, probably 40, which is cold for Louisiana.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we wouldn't want short sleeves in 40 degrees. That's cold.
Yeah.
Then
Then Steiner's out there in his gear.
Steiner produces heat differently than most humans, so it doesn't matter. He's fine. Then we get... So they set up a deal where Sarge has a match, and Goldberg has to wrestle someone. But Goldberg is not good at paying attention to the television show that he's on.
Well, earlier, Jindrak and Palumbo went into Goldberg's locker room and stole the monitor out of there so that Goldberg couldn't watch
which
the
was
TV.
The only monitor in the building.
Oh, I mean, Goldberg's in his room getting prepped, you know? Like, he's not going to wander around and look for a monitor.
That's true.
And also, like, couldn't hear Sarge's music, I guess.
Correct.
So he wouldn't know.
No more questions. So Goldberg comes out and is like, "What? Sarge? But you're the Sarge! I can't fight you.
You're my Sarge.
You're my Sarge."
You're the sergeant to my heart.
The height difference between them was pretty funny.
It was pretty cute.
Sarge is very short.
It was pretty cute.
And Goldberg's a big guy. You're a big guy. For you.
He's a big guy.
So they do a whole lot of, hey, you gotta fight me. I don't want to fight you. Hey, I know, I don't want to fight you either, but you gotta fight me. I'm not gonna. And then Goldberg leaves, and then tries to leave, and then, Sanders comes out for the 12th time on the show.
Luger.
Sorry, Luger. Because it's Luger Goldberg at the pay-per-view,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And Sarge wants to wrestle Luger on Thunder.
Yeah.
And the only way he could wrestle Luger on Thunder was by doing a favor for Sanders.
Yeah, if he does the match tonight.
Yeah.
And if Goldberg loses this match, he loses the streak, which is inexplicably still going.
Yeah.
The whole streak or you're fired thing is still going, which was a Russo thing, and Russo's been gone for 3 months.
There was definitely a period of time where they stopped talking about it.
Yeah.
Until somebody, probably like Luger or something, was like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, aren't we doing that?" And they're like, "Oh,
Yeah. I'm also almost positive, like, during that time, he lost the match by DQ.
Yeah.
But
DQs don't count.
what are you going to do? So, after Sarge hits him a bunch, Goldberg eventually gets up, Sarge whips him, Goldberg reverses, hits a spear, then goes to leave, then Sarge, with his dying breath, grabs Goldberg's foot, and Goldberg's like, fuck you, picks him up, does an awesome, oh god, gave myself tuberculosis, an awesome fucking jackhammer, gets him straight up vertical, then goes to one hand, like releases with his right hand, then does a spin, boom, really nice power slam.
Away from hard cam, though.
Away from hard cam, it was, 9 out of 10 overall. Could have easily been 10 if you had stuck to hard cam, Bill. It's easy. I do it every day. I always played a hard cam. You do that?
You get hard on cam.
I do get hard on cam. Guys, onlyfans.com/Scott. Actually, just type that in and see what happens. See if that is a thing. And if it's me. Then another backstage promo. Jamie Noble's voice is stupid.
He's got a dumb accent.
It is accent and like he sounds like a child.
Yeah, he does.
He sounds like a 13-year-old from West Virginia. Not even a man from West Virginia. And then what do we have? Then we got the aforementioned Lash LaRue versus Shane Douglas. They do some stuff. It's...
Oh, bad finish.
Finish is so dumb. So they sort of do a double down. Douglas starts wrapping a chain around his hand. LaRue's at the opposite ropes. Chavo comes. He's like, take a chair, take a chair, take a chair. I'm a bad guy. You should be a bad guy too. You should take a chair. You should hit it with a chair. LaRue's like, but I'm a good guy, even though we're kind of friends, but I think you're a bad guy, and I don't want to take that chair. I don't want to hit him because I'll get DQ'd. And then Chavo, like, forces the chair on him, and then they both get up. Shane comes at him with the chain. LaRue hits him with the chair and gets DQ'd.
I think the idea was that he turns around and Douglas walks into the chair.
That's not what happened,
That's
though.
not what happened.
He hit him with the chair.
But I think that was the plan.
That plan is a little less stupid than what happened.
Yeah.
But, yeah, what happened was LaRue just hit him in the stomach with the chair, like, on purpose. And, and the face got DQ'd. And then Douglas beat him up with the chain afterwards, and it was deserved.
Yep. No sympathy.
No. Or, to quote Scott Steiner, no simpy.
No simpy.
SYMPY. Then we get, a callback to a classic. We've got the three-man team of the Filthy Animals. Conan, Rey Mysterio Jr., not Sr., not his uncle, Rey Mysterio Sr., and Billy Kidman taking on Team White Power, Jeff Jarrett, and the Harris Brothers, with a combined 14 hate crimes among them. Although you insist that Jarrett hasn't done any.
I think
because he's rich South.
He's got money.
Not trash South.
Yeah.
So I'll buy it, but I think the Harris is still
12 hate crimes between them.
Okay.
All 12 by the Harris brothers.
Yeah. So so obviously the sandwiches that the Harrises ate earlier were gimmicked by the Filthy Animals, and even if they weren't, they both ate 12 feet of sandwich
Right before a match. Idiots.
So, because right before Jarrett comes to the back, the sandwiches are gone minus, like, a bite. And he's like, hey, we got a match. And they're like, oh, shit, my tummy feels rumbly. So they come out with Jarrett. They both immediately get the poops and run away. Which leaves the classic story of heel Jeff Jarrett fighting valiantly 1-on-3 against the dastardly face Filthy Animals. Overcoming the odds once again. Jarrett almost immediately hits the stroke on Conan. It's a P.S. It was supposed to be a 3-on-3 elimination match. Now it's a 1-on-3 elimination match. So Jarrett almost immediately hits the stroke on Conan, pins him down to 1-on-2. Can Jarrett do it? Whole crowd's behind him. Fuck the Filthy Animals. They are assholes.
Well, two of them are foreign.
That's true. Honestly, and literally everything leading up to the finish is just Jarrett, like, working from underneath and, like full on Tennessee babyface fire. It's great. I love it. It's so stupid, and I love it. He then blasts Kidman with a chair with his guitar after a ref bump, and looks like he's going to get Kidman and bring it down to 1-on-1. If he gets down to 1-on-1, he's going to do it, because we've seen him do it before. But as he's going to pin Kidman, Ray comes in with a springboard sunset flip, pins him, and the face is triumphant. Everyone's mad because everyone was rooting for the heel. Because this show is dumb.
It's dumb.
This is a dumb show for dumb people.
Good thing it lasts for another 10 years.
Yeah. Or for us, 1 week.
Yeah.
But real time, probably a month. Because it's not like we're getting this done next week.
Well, we'll see.
Brings us to main event, Scott Steiner versus AWOL. I said it was a shame he's been downgraded from a definite article to an indefinite article. He was once the Wall, brother.
The number one Wall, brother.
Now he's a Wall.
He's a Wall.
Yeah.
And also not a Wall. He's a Wall.
He's a Wall. I wish they called him Sergeant. I wish they, like, forgot the pun and were like, Sergeant A-Wall.
Sergeant A-Wall.
Sergeant Uwu.
Oh. Woo.
Now, that's a sergeant I can get behind. They do basically a hardcore match. They just hit each other with chairs.
Yeah.
And then do table spots. Steiner gives Wall an exploder through a table, which is impressive because Wall's a very big guy. Steiner takes the entire table bump himself, though, which is funny.
Yeah. He hit first and breaks the table.
Yeah. And I think it was just that and then Steiner recliner, right?
Yeah.
And just clean win for Steiner.
Yeah.
Which, to WCW's credit, give your champion a win going into the pay-per-view. That makes sense. I can buy that. Sid shows up on screen, has parked, I'm going to assume all the cars of all 20 fans that were there in a circle.
I think they were the boys'
It was
cars.
the boys or staff or whatever.
Yeah.
In your classic backlot car circle, as you do.
Well, I said it's real life backstage assault.
It's real life back. Yeah, we thought this might be a backdoor ad for the ahead of its time video game WCW Backstage Assault. The game is so futuristic, there's no ring.
It's so futuristic that they knew that wrestling would be all about performance and
Guys,
not about wrestling.
we're going to evolve pretty soon. Like, by the time this game comes out, we're probably not going to have rings anymore.
Yeah.
So, credit to them for nailing that. These wrestling Nostradamuses. So, Steiner, being a tough guy, answers Sid's challenge.
Yep.
Goes out there. Goes out there with his pipe, breaks a bunch of windows and cars.
Yep.
Sid appears from off screen, going for the goofiest double axe handle you've ever seen, the most classic "please hit me in the stomach" pose you will ever see on national TV. Steiner obliges by hitting him in the stomach with the pipe. Then they brawl onto a car. For a minute, it looks like Sid is going to powerbomb Steiner off the car, which would have been amazing,
Yeah.
but was clearly never going to happen.
No.
Steiner headbutts him in the dick, and then grounds and pounds him on top of the roof of the car.
Rough.
Yep. And show goes off the air with the champion beating up the challenger,
The
going
heel
into
champion.
the pay-per-view. Pay-per-view, I assume, does record numbers?
Yeah, it must.
I think Starrcade 2000 beat Starrcade 97.
Sure. Why not?
I think this beat the hell out of Sting Hogan.
Well, Sting Hogan does have one bad thing in it, so...
Is it the end of Sting Hogan?
It's the end of Sting Hogan.
Yeah, but a lot of people paid to see it.
Yes, that's true.
I'm thinking a few more than paid to see Sid Steiner in late 2000.
I definitely watched that pay-per-view, but it was because we had a black box, so I could watch it.
I got a black box.
Why didn't they make the whole plane out of the black box?
Why don't? What was Shane saying? Why don't they make the whole plane out of the woman? Oh, because we were talking about female pilots.
Yeah.
And that was the end of the show. So that leads us into Starrcade, which we'll give a recap of, and not having watched in the season finale. We've already recorded some of the next season.
Yes.
Of this show.
Yeah.
So
we are 3 episodes deep.
We're
on
3
season
episodes
2.
deep into season 2, and do I spoil anything about it?
Nope. Save it.
All right, I will.
Let people discover it when it pops up in their...
Yeah,
Less.
it's gonna be different.
Different.
And
Hope you don't enjoy it, because it's not the same.
I will say there'll be 10 episodes of it, or 11.
11.
11 episodes of it, and then something different after that.
And then...
How do you like me now?
How do you like me? How do you like me now?
How do you like me then?
How do you like me now? Isn't that a Toby Keith song?
What Do You Want From Me is an Adam Lambert song.
Okay.
Look, I'm more of a Lambert man than a Keith man. I'll be honest.
It is, in fact, a Toby Keith song.
Well...
Would you like me to play, like, the nice little sample of it?
Answer me this. Who has more beautiful eyes, Toby Keith or Adam Lambert?
I don't think I can tell you what Adam Lambert looks like.
Look him up.
Look, are his eyes more dreamy than Neil McDonough?
No, don't be stupid.
Then it
but they're
doesn't
good.
matter.
They're good. They're not Neil McDonough. No one is Neil McDonough good. Oh, boy.
I feel like this is the song.
I hope this gets us copyright claims
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Just talk about it.
I hate that you knew that.
I don't know how I knew
You
that.
are fired.
I do not like country music, so
I'm
I don't know how
I'm going
I knew
to credit your father for that.
that. That's more my mom thing. Doug's,
really?
Doug's more of an Elvis and BTO kind of guy, and my mom's more of a...
Yeah,
Country.
Elvis, I wouldn't have guessed BTO 100%. That is on brand.
BTO, CCR, he's all in that jam. But
Yellow is all 3-letter acronyms.
I don't know about Yellow.
I think Yellow's a little too...
They're a little
Yeah.
fagulous. But he's a big Elvis fan. He sings Elvis all the time.
Big Elvis. I guess I could see
being Elvis. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'll allow it.
And my mom's like a Garth Brooks kind of lady.
A country gal. Good old country gal. Are you turning it off?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.